Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Dave Russell. Well, Dale has our update from the Ohio corn and wheat growers. Dale.
Joining me, David Marison, Field Specialist, Farm Management, OSU, and we're talking about planning for the future of your farm. David, how many different ways are there that we can now sit down and learn more about farm planning based on our schedules?
Traditionally, Extension has been providing programs through in-person workshops, and this is no different. We have a 6 hour, so this is pretty intensive to really get your wheels turning to think about farm transition, estate planning. So it is a 6 hour course. Traditionally hold those across the state. If we look at between November and next March, we have 7 of these in-person workshops across the state. But we also understand COVID was the big moment in time where we went into online Zoom work. So we have started since COVID a Zoom workshop where we allow families to do this entire workshop via Zoom, but it's live. So wherever you are, you could be in Florida, you could be here in cold, wintry Ohio in February. For the last 4 years, every Monday evening in February, we do the workshop live via Zoom. And then as many family members that want to attend, for one price, you come in, you do the workshop together, do it from Zoom wherever you are. And if you miss a session, that's okay because we tape it and then you watch it whenever you want. But also we understand people love to do their courses online at a time and a place. Maybe in the middle of the night, maybe first thing in the morning, maybe over lunch each day. In January, a new workshop's coming out, online workshop, where you can do the workshop at your pace, whenever you want to do it, but still have the advantage to meet up with the instructors in what I would call like the old college recitation classes. We would offer time, and you could jump on and ask the questions of the material as you move through it. So 3 different options, trying to meet people where they are in their place.
Find out how you can participate in any of the 3 different styles coming up. You can go to go.osu.edu/farm succession. I've been visiting with David Marison, Field Specialist for Farm Management at OSU. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
The USDA's Farm Labor Report released last week offers a glimpse into the future of farm expenses. This year, the combined field and livestock worker wage rate nationally is $18.12. That's up 3.2% from the 2023 release. Fruit and vegetable farmers, the largest users of H-2A, spend 38% of their farm expenses on labor. Well, the USDA says placements of cattle into feedlots continue high.
What story does Friday's USDA Cattle on Feed report have to tell?
The main story that we see right now is that placements are still very strong, despite the fact that cattle inventories are relatively tight.
USDA livestock analyst Michael McConnell says producers continued to place more animals into feedlots during October, 5% more than October a year ago.
It appears that strong prices for feeder cattle, as well as strong demand for beef, is continuing to encourage producers to place their cattle in feedlots and have them fed out for beef production.
Yes, like they say in the detective shows, follow the money. USDA says 750 to 800 pound feeders have been averaging $254 a hundredweight.
And that's about 4% higher than what it was last year.
And last year's prices were pretty high as well. Gary Crawford reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
Federal officials testified before the Senate Appropriations Committee on how they're dealing with disasters. Farm Policy News says Georgia and North Carolina senators testified about the devastation facing their farmers after Hurricanes Helene and Milton hit those states this fall. Beyond those disasters, several senators also talked about significant financial losses facing row crop farmers in their states. The markets, they're next.
Did you know soybeans' #1 customer is animal agriculture? That includes Ohio's dairy farms. High oleic soybeans have long been highlighted for their use in human food, but it can also be a benefit for dairy cows. Research shows it helps boost milk fat concentration and milk fat yield. That means more profitability. Soybeans, feeding the industry that feeds us. Brought to you by Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
The market's brought to you by Seed Consultants, simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com. At the Board of Trade, December corn 4.24 3/4, down 3/4 cent. March corn 4.33, down 2 1/4. January soybeans 9.85 3/4, up 2 1/4. March beans 9.94 1/4, up 2. July wheat 5.72 1/2, down 10 1/4. At the Mercantile Exchange, December cattle 186.50, down 27 cents. December hogs up 30 cents at 81.97. March feeder cattle 254.32, up $1.20. This is the Ohio AgNet.